Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and it is that time of the year again. We got the Steam Winter Sale rolling out right now, and of course, expect a lot of coverage on this channel with the best deals that are available. We'll start off with the game deals under $10. Obviously, we'll do under 5, we'll do under 3, we'll get to all of that stuff, but starting things off with under 10, I think is a good starting point, and we've got 15 deals here. Obviously, there's a lot more. We might go back and do another under $10 video at some point, but let's get right into it and let's start things off with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It is 85% off for $5.99. Love me some Jedi Fallen Order. As you guys know, Jedi Survivor is in my mix for a game of the year, and while I don't think Jedi Fallen Order is as good as Survivor, obviously, Fallen Order is the first game in the series, so you should play that, and it's still a damn good game, and a lot of people do actually like Fallen Order, especially from a narrative standpoint, than Survivor. I like Survivor's narrative better, but whatever the deal is, Jedi Fallen Order is a great game. Visually looks great, the platforming is pretty good, and the combat is really, really good. I always go back to the fact that I think the map design is absolutely abysmal in this game, but outside of that, it's a damn good action title, and I would definitely recommend it at $5.99. Great price point here, is a part of EA Play as a part of their Vault catalog, but yeah, if you want to own the game, $6 is a damn good deal, so definitely would recommend that. Next up, we got BattleBit Remastered, 40% off for $8.99, a game that is still in early access, so obviously, you're paying $9 now, but this game is just going to get better and better, and it's had quite a lot of attention as a multiplayer title. You guys might know, but I'm not super into multiplayer games these days, but BattleBit Remastered is one that one of my boys kept hounding me about, and I was like, alright, I'll finally check it out. I've heard so many good things about it, jumped into it, and man, this is a game that just really, at the heart of it, showcases what fun can really be as far as multiplayer titles. It's not a game that I jumped in and took too seriously, but the visual style worked great, and it was something unique in a multiplayer game. The gameplay is just really good, and I thought it was just a really good time. Obviously, when it comes to games like this, like going forward with multiplayer games in general, I just play them for fun. I don't try to get super try-hard on it. I don't get to a point where I start raging at games, at least multiplayer titles anymore. Like, I just don't got time for that anymore. I'm out of high school, so it's like I can't live in that lifestyle anymore. But as far as a kickback and enjoy kind of multiplayer game, yeah, those I can definitely get down with. And BattleBit Remastered, I feel like, was one that a lot of people can enjoy. I would recommend you to get some of your buddies on it as well, and jumping in together is a great time. $9, sub $10, great deal. And again, it's just gonna get better and better, so you buy it now, and you're getting an evolving experience. So check that out for sure. Next up, quite possibly the best deal in this entire sale, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is 90% off for $5.99. Look, this deal is straight up highway robbery. The fact you get Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 for $6, $2 a piece, that is ridiculous. You also get all of the game's respective DLC content. Mass Effect is awesome. It's really BioWare at their pinnacle, and yes, say what you want about BioWare recently, and I certainly have. You know, I'm not a fan of them teasing the next Mass Effect game on N7 Day just because it's N7 Day and it's gonna come out in 2046, but you know, I revere the days of BioWare at their absolute height, and the Mass Effect trilogy was them at their height. Mass Effect 1 shows its age, but Mass Effect 2, man, it's still one of the best games legitimately ever created. It is tremendous, and Mass Effect 3 is really good as well. To get all 3 games at $5.99, again, straight up highway robbery here, definitely go check that out. Next up, we got Doom Eternal. It is 75% off for $9.99. That is the standard edition of the game. They do have a deluxe edition for $17.49. Over-the-top first-person shooter. I know there's been controversy attached to this game, but as far as the game itself goes, it is a very, very enjoyable first-person shooter. Over the top, mayhem at its core, and just a game that I feel like anybody can jump into and really enjoy. Can get fairly challenging as well. $9.99 for Doom Eternal, definitely a good shout. Definitely play Doom 2016 first, if you can. If you want to jump right into Eternal, hell, you could do that as well. Next up, we got Dragon Ball XENOVERSE 2, 50% off for $9.99. I obviously grew up watching Dragon Ball, not as much as, let's say, Naruto. I don't have the nostalgia with Dragon Ball that I do with Naruto, but still, like, Dragon Ball was a huge part of my childhood. I feel like I put it lightly just because, like, Naruto literally was my childhood, but Xenoverse 2 is a great game. Obviously, it's a little bit different than your traditional Dragon Ball title. You create your own custom character, you do various missions, and the main story has you correct the timeline of Dragon Ball. It's pretty well done. There's some interesting twists and turns to it, and with the other missions, you can play as some of your regular characters. There's a sizable amount of DLC to this game, which is wild to think about. It came out back in 2016, but they've released so much DLC that they literally have Gohan Beast Mode in this game now, which Gohan Beast Mode, or Beast Form Gohan, they just introduced that in the most recent movie, and I watched that in theaters, and I actually kind of liked it. I know a lot of people were down on the art style, but I kind of liked that movie, but a Beast Mode Gohan doing the special beam cannon, I thought was pretty sick, but yeah, spoiler alert, but nonetheless, Xenoverse 2, $9.99, definitely a good buy. If you want all the content, the special edition is $30. Next up, we got Grand Theft Auto 4, the complete edition, at 70% off for $5.99. Whenever I talk about GTA 4, I always mention that I think GTA 5 is a substantially better game, but that also definitely does annoy some people. Some people, like, just swear by GTA 4, and I enjoyed GTA 4. It's just, I played it back in 2008 when it initially came out. I remember being super young at that point, and, like, just seeing that GTA 4 got 9s and mostly 10 out of 10s everywhere. It was mostly like a 10 out of 10 across the board. And really, like, I just remember playing it and I'm like, yo, this game is not a 10 out of 10. And obviously I was young back then, but I went back and played it, you know, when I was a little bit older as well, and I still didn't think it was a 10 out of 10. However, if you think of it at that level, more power to you. It is an enjoyable open world game, and the fact is, this is $6 and it gets you GTA 4 and episodes from Liberty City. That's a really, really good value proposition, so I would say check it out. You know, hopefully GTA 6 won't have to wait too long for that to come to PC. Next up, a game that's kind of on the opposite side of GTA, Mafia Definitive Edition, in the sense that it's got that mature tone, but at the same time, Mafia is more of a shorter, streamlined game, and that's definitely true with Mafia Definitive Edition. This is a game you can legitimately complete in 8 to 10 hours, but I feel like these days, the idea of a game being short isn't as hated on as it was back then, or back in the day, I should say, just because I feel like everybody these days has crazy backlogs, or maybe that's just a product of the time that I am a little bit older now, and a lot of you guys are older, and you have disposable income, and you have responsibilities, and you know, you can't spend 50 plus hours on every game. So sometimes when you come across an 8 to 10 hour game like Mafia, a Definitive Edition that gets to the point, tells a good story, has good gameplay, really good voice acting, sometimes that's appreciated. And I think even at a $10 price point, I would say check it out. They do have the Mafia trilogy on sale, which gets you Mafia 1, 2, and 3 for $19.79, essentially eliminating one game from like, you actually buy one game. It's essentially you get all 3 for the price of 2, which I think is pretty damn good. Really enjoyed Mafia 2. Mafia 3 had its issues, but nonetheless, for the under $10, Mafia Definitive Edition is a great buy. Next up, want to give a shout out to Devil May Cry HD Collection, 67% off for $9.89, and then Devil May Cry 5 is also 67% off for $9.89. Mentioned DMC 5 a lot, but with the HD Collection, you get DMC 1, 2, and 3. Generally speaking, everybody hates DMC 2. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, but DMC 1 and 3 are classic action titles, which is kind of interesting how that turned out. Like, DMC 2 was just at such a lower level than the other 2 titles, but nonetheless, DMC 1 was great, DMC 3 is really good, and the timeline to DMC is just completely all over the place, but nonetheless, Devil May Cry is an enjoyable action series. It's just with these 3 titles, even as an HD collection, they absolutely do show their age. Wonky camera angles and visuals aren't anything blow away, but they're still enjoyable action titles. If you're looking to just get into Devil May Cry, honestly, I'd probably just jump right into Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5 is one of the best action games I've legitimately ever played. It's got a phenomenal soundtrack, great gameplay, over the top, visuals are pretty good. I was never crazy about the DMC story either, so it's like, from a story standpoint, like, just jumping right into DMC 5, I think, you know, check out the gameplay and you'll be hooked into it, and then you can circle your way back and play the other games to get the cohesive narrative, but nonetheless, DMC 5, great pickup, and HD Collection, if you do want to check that out. Next up, a couple of classic Final Fantasy titles. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is 60% off for $7.99, and Final Fantasy IX is $8.39. Now, Final Fantasy VIII is kind of the black sheep of the Final Fantasy series. I still enjoyed it. It had some weird mechanics, but I still thought overall it's a game that if you're super into Final Fantasy, you should check it out. And then Final Fantasy IX, obviously an all-time classic. This game is revered. There's rumblings of a remake happening. A remake maybe not at the level of FF7, but still gonna be something to keep an eye on. But if you've been eyeing to play Final Fantasy IX, it's a literal all-time classic. A lot of people consider this to be their favorite Final Fantasy game, even over 7, 10, 16 for some people now. I don't know if that's like crazy to say 16's at the level of the best Final Fantasies ever. 4, of course, is up there. I know people love 6, but nonetheless, Final Fantasy IX, $839, great price point there as well. Next up, I mean, 99.9% of you already own this, but Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is 75% off for $9.99. Let's just shoehorn in talking about the complete edition, because guess what? Spending $2.50 more to get Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone is just a steal, so you should definitely go that route for the under $10 sake. It is, the base game is under 10, but Witcher 3 is awesome. One of my favorite games of all time. I've talked about this game ad nauseum, like literally a ridiculous amount of times, and yeah, visually still looks fantastic. They even, obviously, they upgraded it for PS5 and Series recently, and that kind of caused the price point, the sale price point, to go up. Thankfully, it's now back down to $12.49 on sale. It used to be that the base game would go down to $7.99 and the complete edition would be $9.99. So we're not quite back to the initial price threshold, but still, this is a bargain for the quality of game you're getting, and don't really need to sell you guys much more on that. Next up, we got Halo, the Master Chief Collection, $9.99. Obviously, this is just a fantastic deal for what you're getting. Like, you're getting Halo Reach, you're getting Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 3 ODST, always missed that, but Halo 3 ODST as well. Just an absolute stacked lineup of titles, and I would strongly recommend it. And all of that for $9.99 is just a steal, and I would strongly recommend it. Get some friends to pick it up as well, and you can go through it together. Obviously on Game Pass, but for $9.99, man, like, have this in your library. Just all that content, classic Halo titles. And I'm not even like the craziest fan of Halo. Like, I like Halo for sure, but you know, I'm not like some people where they live and die by Halo. And even then, you look at the value you get for $10. This is crazy. But yeah, definitely go check that out. Next up, Skyrim Special Edition, 80% off for $7.99. Again, something most of you guys should own. Maybe a lot of you guys have the standard release of Skyrim and you want to go with Skyrim Special Edition. $8 is great, and I love Skyrim, so obviously it's going to be a game that I constantly recommend, and maybe you guys are a little bit sick of that, but nonetheless, thought I would mention that. And lastly, Monster Hunter World, 67% off for $9.89. An awesome, awesome action RPG. Monster Hunter is a bit of a grind. There's a lot of content and a lot to do in the game, and this is the base game. Capcom did a phenomenal job of, even after this game coming out, they kept it consistently updated. Now, they did release, most of the updates were free, but they did release a paid expansion in Iceborne. You can get Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, which includes the base game as well as the expansion. That's $19.78. If you don't want the expansion, that's fine. The base game is still going to offer you an insane amount of content. Obviously, at this point, Capcom is hard at work on the next mainline Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds, which was officially confirmed at the Video Game Awards. If you want to know why people are so excited for it, playing through Monster Hunter World is going to be a pretty good way to understand why people love these games. Some great, great battles and a lot of depth to its gameplay. A lot of replayability as well. And yeah, they did a tremendous job with it. And hopefully with Wilds, I think it's already confirmed, but it'll have a day-and-date release on PC, where World did have like a 7-month turnaround. It came out on consoles first, then it came out on PC. But nonetheless, that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals under the price of $10, but even then, this is really just scratching the surface. Some of these deals are great though. Jedi Fallen Order, Mass Effect Legendary Edition especially, that deal is just insane. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.